So do the red squirrels, do
No,
they
red squirrels don't
hibernate?
hibernate. That's quite a common myth, actually, that people think that they do. They have reduced activity in the winter. Combination of obviously shorter daylight hours. Also, it's cold, so they don't want to be out of the dray for quite as long. So in the summer, they tend to have these two peaks of activity. So they come out kind of straight after dawn, and then they tend to go back and have a siesta, and then they come out again kind of mid to late afternoon. And then that's obviously when they go to bed in the evening. Whereas in the winter, they just tend to have this one peak in the morning where they come out at first light, and then that's it. Then they tend to go back to the dray and spend the rest of the day there.
How old's the oldest squirrel? Do we know?
Difficult question that. So in the wild, red squirrels probably live to about 3 or 4 years maximum.
How can I help the red
I think the
squirrels?
main ways that anybody who's interested can help with red squirrels are to get involved in any kind of. I mean, this isn't just for Formby either, but I think anywhere where you get red squirrels, there's obviously volunteer groups that tend to be established wherever there's a red squirrel population. There tends to be some sort of volunteer group or conservation project, which obviously Formby does with the Lancashire Wildlife Trust, and obviously the red squirrel officer who's been working for the Lancashire Wildlife Trust for a long period of time. But reporting sightings of red squirrels, also definitely reporting sightings of grey squirrels so that action can be taken. A lot of people obviously supplementary feed in Formby, which is great, and that's obviously something that the squirrels are making use of. But I think it's making sure that when we provide food, providing a mix of food, and also providing food items that they might particularly come across in the wild as well. So when we think of feeding squirrels, we quite often think of feeding peanuts, but I think it's making sure that you also feed them things like sunflower seeds and pine nuts and walnuts and things like that as well, so they get that kind of mix of different nutrition. So feeding them a kind of a mix of different things, fruits as well. You can put out fruits and vegetables. Making sure that you clean the feeders regularly is really important. It's recommended that feeders are cleaned at least once a month with disinfectant as well.